Hello, this is cybersecurity expert Reginald Andre, and we wanted to give you the latest information in regards to the city of North Miami. As you may know or may not know, they have been going over a cyber incident, and I'm going to put incidents in air quotes, for the last 11 days. And the Miami Herald has just provided an update about 2 hours ago, so I wanted to kind of just go over what they're saying and kind of give you a breakdown as far as, reading between the lines as far as what this really means, and also to discuss how you should make sure that your business is protected, and give you some insight as far as when there is a cyber breach, how it looks like, what's going on in the head of the of the hacker and so forth like that. So again, thank you, Miami Herald, for reporting this. The author or journalist is Joanne Hanner, Haner. So thank you for providing the most recent update. So as we start reading, it says, after a recent cyber incident, the North Miami City Hall has been closed for nearly a week. So it's really about 11 days now. And they're saying that on Sunday, August the 4th, North Miami detected a breach in the cybersecurity incident, leading officials to close City Hall. So that's very common whenever there is some type of cybersecurity breach. You do want to disconnect your systems. You want to make sure that things are not connected to the internet. And the reason for that is because you don't want the information to spread. Now, there's different ways you can do this, not shutting down your computer, disconnecting the internet, disconnecting the computers from the network. There's so many things that you can do on that. And that's the importance of having a cybersecurity plan, that your staff knows that in the event that there is a breach, they know exactly what to do. So as it continues, Councilman Scott Galvin told the Miami Herald, while the threat was detected August the 4th, it's possible the threat actors were in the system for weeks before. I totally agree with this. They're not going to get in August the 4th and automatically start havoc the same day. They're typically in your systems, I would say, actually, the statistics say 120 days prior, because what they're doing is they're doing their research. They're looking for documents, pictures, any type of data that can help them, because at the end of the day, they want money. They want to know, do you have an insurance policy? They want to know how much money do you have in the bank, so that when they do this ransomware attack, they know exactly how much you can afford. They don't play games. This is a business for these cyber criminals. So Galvin said employees have been hesitant about using their computers and unsure of which programs are safe to operate. Now that's interesting because, and I don't know if this is quotes or what the case is, but employees should be told if they should be using their computers. They shouldn't be hesitant to say, well, should we use the computer? Should we not use the computer? They should be told by their IT department, the IT director, look, these computers are good, these computers are not, etc. So it continues to say in quotes, it's a painstaking examination of evidence as they go along and figure out what systems are okay to use and to use now. I agree with the statement. It is a painstaking examination of evidence. And going with evidence, just like if it was some type of crime, let's just say some type of theft, or whatever that crime is, there has to be evidence of collection. And in the IT world, that's called logs. This is basically a history of everything. Someone clicked an attachment, someone downloaded something, someone shut down a computer, someone did something at 3 in the morning. Whatever the case is, all of that is recorded. Now, using the word painstaking is interesting, because typically, if you have the right systems in place, you should then be able to drill down, and you should now be able to see exactly where the anomaly is. So that's interesting, because also, usually when these things happen, you'll have, and I don't want to go too technical, but you'll have a SOC team, security operations center. Someone's going to already, or a system is already going to be alerting IT that, hey, this is a little weird. this program running is a little weird. Now, again, the fact that they were in their systems or possibly in their system weeks before, and they're doing these things without anybody noticing tells me that they didn't have the right systems in place that could have alerted them this. And the way and when they found this out is when the ransomware attack was happening, which is the worst thing. The best thing is to get an alert to say, hey, look, there's an anomaly, there's something strange on the system, you need to investigate it. And IT investigates it right away and kind of just minimizes the blast because you don't want it to blow up everywhere. You just want it to blow up in a little compartment. So as it continues to say, while many services and operations remain operational like last week, several remain delayed or altered. Residents are unable to pay their utility bills online for the time being and must pay in person or cash with a money order. City of North Miami, you guys need to send out an email or a memo or a text message, a bird, social media. Allow these people to now be delayed in paying their utility bills. These are working class citizens, residents of your city. They don't have time to go to your office from 9 to 5, Monday to Friday, and to get a cash or money order to pay their utility bill. Just say, look, while we do this investigation, any bills owed to the city is automatically going to be given a 30-day grace period for you to pay. Make it simple. Don't make it where these residents now have to go to the supermarket, do a money order, pay for the money order, then drive to your city, wait in line. No, just 30 days, 14 days, whatever you want to do. But don't force all of these people that can't because of the convenience of how they used to be able to pay online and because they can't do it because your systems are down. Now you have to inconvenience them. Passport services are also still unavailable. So what we know is water or utility application, the application they were using for the passport or the portal to get into it is also down. So that's interesting, right? To see what systems itself are down. Um, so then it continues to say that there may be delays in other processes as the city continues to probe the depth of the cyber attack. I imagine they have servers and systems, and they have to go one by one. They probably have already, well, not probably. They've hired a forensic company. I know they partner with the FBI, Miami-Dade Police investigators to now see where they are, how they got in, and they cannot turn back on the systems until they can verify how they got in and to verify they're still not there. That's why we're day number 11 now in this because they still have not been able to verify this. So it's saying the world becomes pre-August 4th and after August 4th with data. If you come in and file a new building permit, great. It'll be digital just like everything, but we won't be able to look back at pre-August the 4th. So looks like they're still having issues with that permit application. Many of these cities will have different applications. The water department has an application process and it's a little different. Their software is a little different. So it just really depends, but it seems like a lot of these are tied in. Now, this one is interesting. While emergency services never went down, Galvin said computerized car systems for police are still not working, forcing officers to resort to radio communication to communicate addresses. So let's just say you call 911. What normally happens is that the dispatcher gets the information, she puts it in her computer, and the dispatcher is able to electronically send that information directly to the police officer's laptop. That way he can get the message, hey, there's a robbery, 555 Charlie Avenue. And he can press a button and it's going to give him directions like a GPS, but it's just going to be instant, right? Just one button, boom, he can go. Now, how it works is they have to go on the radio and say, hey, Steve, Unit 101, are you available? Come back. Yes, I'm available. What's going on? Well, we have a robbery, 550 Charlie Avenue. We need you there ASAP. You said 550, or did you say 55? Okay, 550 Charlie. Okay, perfect. Thank you. Then he has to go to his cell phone, open up Waze, if in case he doesn't know the address, 550 Charlie. Think of all the steps that he has to do. and all of the lost time now because of this. So we talked about water utility, we talked about permits. Now we're talking about 911 systems. Guys, these three things should be segmented. When you're creating networks, especially when it comes to the 911 side, think about it. If you're a business owner, what does accounting have to do with marketing? Do you want the marketing people to be able to see the accounting information? No, right? Maybe some logos or something, but those can be put in a general shared folder. These departments should be segmented. And what I'm hearing for this is that there's some type of segmentation that wasn't in place because generally speaking, these departments should all be separated on the network, which is called segmentation. And that way, if you have a problem, you're isolating it. Again, what I noticed, what I talked about is that you need to minimize the blast radius. It's inevitable for someone to get hacked, but you don't want it to be where the bad guy was able to get into the emails and they were also able to get into the server and they were also able to get into the 911 system, also able to get into the water. Like you see all of that, you got to make it where when they get in, okay, fine, they got in. Let's deal with that little section like an onion. You want to have layers and layers and layers. So if they got into that one layer, they're not able to just easily now jump and laterally move. Another thing I want to say is, why is the commissioner giving out this information? Whenever you have a cyber breach, you have to have what is called a breach coach. Breach coach is a fancy word for a lawyer that specializes in these type of things, cyber, and they should be your communications person. They've been very, very mum on this. And whenever you have a cyber attack, it has to be one message. We're hearing some message, and there's something going on too with the mayor and some pictures and stuff like that. That's for because it's a sensitive information about some private photos, and maybe there is some private photos because there's some reports that there's some private photos on his emails. But out of respect to the mayor, I don't know him, but out of respect to him, I don't want to, this man has a family. I don't want to put stuff like that out there. So I'm not going to speak on that. Now, if it becomes true, we'll talk about it. But because it's he said that it's not true, we're going to leave it like that. But my point is, you got the mayor talking, you got the city commissioner talking. These should not be the people talking. You should have your breach coach. You should have your communications director give out a statement, not a statement to the Miami Herald and then to CBS and to WPLG. A statement every day, every 2 days, every 3 days. Give a statement so that you don't have speculation, you don't have people reading between lines, and you have people reporting on facts. Because how the commissioner says something versus how the mayor says something are two different tones, and they may have their own agendas. Because there's another report of commissioners saying that they're in the dark and they're waiting for the city manager to give them information, and they're even upset. Like no, 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 no. When you have these cyber attacks, you have to be in one accord with your company. You need to tell every single employee, and this needs to be beforehand. Do not go on Reddit. Do not go on the Facebook, social media, and do anonymous posts and leak to the media things. You keep your mouth shut. All communications goes to one person, one department, period. Update your social media, guys. Let the residents know that they don't need to come to City Hall. If it's something where it's a bill, don't worry. But if you look at their social media, it's all good. Everything is good. Nothing to see here, right? I suspect Friday or Saturday, one of these weeks coming up, they're going to release everything, and that's usually done because they don't want it. They want it to be like on a day nobody's paying attention. So maybe there's going to be something on the political hymn, but once they release this, usually it's released at a very very interesting time because they know that everybody's not even paying attention. Nobody's going to care. So keep on. According to Galvin, the city is unsure which department the breach impacted. I mean, we just kind of water, right? Building department, 911 system, right? But that just again tells you that it needs to be better communication. and they really don't know. That's the sad part. 11 days and they still don't know. The city did not respond to an interview request about the incident, directing the Herald to the city's website for updates, which, as we know, we go to the city's website and they're saying, the city, which I still don't like, the city is saying a cyber incident. It's guys, this is not no cyber incident. This you guys have ransomware. We saw that with one of the news stations showing a screenshot of what happens when a city employee logs into their computer, and it basically said, "Hey, this is not business. Excuse me, this is not personal. This is business. We we just want you to pay us." Now, what they probably didn't know is that the Florida has a law that says that no city governments are allowed to pay the ransom. So that's now making it difficult. Also, we don't know if they had a proper backup. 11 days, I'm a little hesitant if they had a backup, but I'm not going to speculate on that. So, Mayor Alix previously told the Herald that his personal information was targeted in the attack, and an account was confirmed in the Axios report. CBS Miami reported that his passport information, bank statements, credit card information, and personal images were at risk. No, not that they're at risk, guys. When you get cyber attack, those hackers take everything. Um, okay, passport information, bank statements, credit card information. Please do not email your passport. Do not email now your credit card information. That means that there was some type of email where maybe someone says, "Hey, I need to pay this bill," and in an email, in plain text, they're writing down their email, their credit card information in the email. A bank statement. Hackers can do a lot with the bank statement. Um, Again, I have Chase, right? And I really don't have Chase. I just said Chase because I don't want the hackers listening to this and giving them a piece of information. It's not Chase. So if I have Chase, and Chase says your bank statement is now available. Chase is not sending me an email with the bank statement. All they're doing is sending me an email, then saying if you want your bank statement, you go into our secure portal. So what this tells me is that the mayor was doing some type of maybe to his bookkeeper, to his, whoever, and said, "Hey, here's my bank statement, plural. Here's my passport information. Here's my credit card information." First, again, there's secure ways to do this. Lastly, we have let's see, personal images were at risk. Again, we're not going to talk about the personal information, but if you have anything that is personal that you would not want the public to see, storing them in your Google Drive is not the best place to do it. Emailing yourself pictures is not the best place to do it. There's apps out there that can securely save your pictures and share your pictures, but leaving them in email is not the best way. Also, how did your Gmail get attacked? Um, Gmail, for the most part, now has two-form factor authentication. I think they made that mandatory in October. Um, how was the virus able to spread across all of these cities? Because the thing is, right? Let's just say I'm the mayor and I have a Gmail account and my account gets compromised. My personal Gmail gets compromised. I don't shut down the entire city hall for 11 days. It's going to be a problem for me because my personal email was compromised. But what does that have to do with the city? So the fact that the computers and the systems are shut down tells us that the hackers were in the network, tells us that most likely we had that ransomware based on the photo that was sent to the news. And that also tells us that there's not proper systems in place on those systems because in today's modern world, if you're doing the right cybersecurity, there's so many ways where you can now make it where viruses can't spread and can't run. So I'm very interested to see how that's going to play out. But at the end of the day, as I mentioned the other day, companies need to stop thinking about IT as, oh, our computers, oh, our printers don't work, oh, our email licenses. That, guys, that's the basics. You guys need to start talking to companies like mine that does cybersecurity. Yes, we do IT support. That goes hand in hand, but we're cybersecurity first. And we got to start thinking cybersecurity. We got to start putting more in the budget. I've lost so many clients because when I show them that, hey, you've been paying for IT support, but you really need cybersecurity and IT support. It's a separate line. Me fixing your printer has nothing to do with making sure that you don't get hacked. Two different line items, two different levels of expertise. And we got to start taking out the IT support and we got to start putting in cybersecurity and IT support. And yes, your budget will increase because of that. Yes, it's going to be more steps to get into your systems. And it may be even a pain because you are always used to installing software on your own and now you have to ask for permission. But this example right here is a perfect example where things seem to have been allowed and been have able to spread and there was not good policies. And I mean, even how they're responding, via media shows you that there's not a proper plan and they didn't have um, the proper plan in place to make sure that they had a right spokesperson. So many things, but we're 21 minutes in this video. Thank you so much, Miami Herald, for. I'm actually going to message this journalists is just to thank them. And Joanne Hanger from the Miami Herald, thank you so much for giving us the update and keeping us up to date on this. So if we can help you in any way, we're this is really hard for me to report on these things when it happens to a city close to me. North Miami is about 20 minutes from our office, and North Miami is a big Haitian community, and I'm Haitian. So I want to always elevate my people, always elevate our commissioners that are Haitian. But we got to do better, guys. We got to do better, and this stuff can be preventable 99% of the time. It's not hard. It costs money, but let's spend the money. Let's make sure we do right for our citizens and our clients. All right, take